At the end of the day, it's a batsman's game. Come on. Like ever since W.G. Grace was playing, when he used to get out and say, no, the people are here to watch me bat. We're here to watch Virat Kohli bat, Rohit Sharma bat, Steve Smith bat. We're not here to watch, these medium pacers come in and try and bowl. We want the batsmen to, control the game.
It is time for another episode of ESPNcricinfo Runorder. This one does not come at the behest of Osman Samiuddin, who I'm delighted to welcome on this panel after very long, because he watched Kane Williamson's stumps be hit by the ball, but the bails refused to go, and Williamson batted for the rest of 2021 in his eyes to inflict upon Pakistan yet another defeat overseas. And in light of that, our editor-in-chief, Sambit Bal, has had a pet peeve. He says, why do you have bails? Mike Husssey is here as a batsman. Akash Chopra is here as a batsman. Retired batsmen tend to agree with such anti-batsman rules once they're retired. Osman, firstly, I'll come to you because you saw what happened, and that's the reason we're triggering this debate. Now, is it time to get rid of the bails?
I don't think you need to get rid of them, because then how will you have the ashes, right? What are you going to burn? If not the bails. But no, I don't think it's time to get rid of them, but I think it is time to just look at the rule. I mean, you guys remember the World Cup last year? There was off the top of my head, I think 5 or 6 instances where the stumps were hit and the bails didn't fall off. I'll steal a really good point made by Jeff Lemon, Australian writer. Last year he was writing The Guardian, and he said that, we give LBWs on projections. Umpires say that, okay, this is going to hit the stumps, and that's why I think it's out. They don't say, I think this is going to hit the stumps hard enough for the bails to be dislodged, and so I'll give it out. So I mean, if a bowler has beaten a batsman and hit the stumps, I just feel like, why are you adding this extra little thing in about the bails having to fall off?
Let's go to you first, Huss. Now, forget what you're going to use for the ashes. You could use anything. And you already have the ashes bails, right? You don't need to substitute that with anything else. But I take Osman's point. Do you like the idea of the bowler having already beaten you and hit the stumps, therefore the bails falling off is an archaic law that can actually go away?
We've got to, hang on to some history and tradition here. And it's a tradition of the game that the bails must fall off. And so I quite like it the way it is. I must admit, I do get frustrated with the inconsistency where if there's stumps that don't have the lights down the side or the zinger bails or whatever they're called, it seems like when the lights go on, that's when they sort of mark whether, it's a run out or not. Whereas, if there's no lights there, the bail has to be completely out of the groove. So there is a bit of an inconsistency there. But I also like the drama. Sometimes, the ball might hit the stumps and the bail, it bounces up, but then it bounces back down on the groove and, produces a lot of, suspense and things like that. So I like the traditional way, stick with the bails the way they are. And to get the batsman out, you've got to knock the bails off. That's, pure and simple as that.
Well, I agree with what Huss is saying. No surprises there. I do have one reservation though. As long as the wooden stumps are there, absolutely fine. The bails should come off the grooves and should actually fall. But when you talk about the zinger bails, I think they're just too heavy. They're just too heavy and they do not come off a lot of times. So they light up only when you lose contact. They are dislodged. That's when they light up. When they light up, it's done. Because if you wait for the bails to come off, at times even at Chopra Archer's speed, the bails do not come off. It's not right. So for zinger bails, we can have a slightly different rule. But for normal wooden stumps, wooden bails, let's stay with how it is.
It's interesting. Akash mentioned that incident of the bail bouncing up and coming back down, because if you read the laws, it says that that's not out. But if the bail bounces up and then falls back down and gets wedged between the stumps, then it actually is out. So I guess the question is, do we want to retain cricket with all its quirks?
We live in an age where they keep changing rules all the time. I mean, I forget to remember how many players are allowed outside the 30-yard circle. That keeps changing. You allow a substitute, then comes a concussion substitute. So with so much happening, why couldn't you then experiment with having, bails that are either stuck to the stump? I know, a lot of us play that gully cricket where you've got those bails which are really stuck there. So, once it lights up, it's out. And if it helps, have an impact on the result, and then why not? I mean, as I said, if you're changing every other rule, why not look at changing this if it helps the game?
But what do you say to a bowler who tells you that the only reason that you ever had bails was to ascertain that the bowler has beaten the batsman and actually hit the stumps? Yeah. now that I've achieved that, and because of all these other scientific reasons or just a stroke of luck that I don't manage to get the bails off, you still, sometimes we've seen really fast balls or, at firm speed balls hitting the stumps and the bail's still not falling. So if the bowler says, no, I've done my bit, so change the law to make sure it's fair to me. What do you say to that?
Well, all I'd probably say is get back and keep bowling. That's the only thing you can say. Try and actually hit the stumps a little bit harder. You're obviously not trying hard enough. This is the rule. So get back and keep charging in. That's your life as a bowler. You've got that horrendous job of having to run in hard all day, every day. So just get back and try and keep doing it again. Look, at the end of the day, it's a batsman's game. Come on. Ever since W.G. Grace was playing, when he used to get out and say, no, the people are here to watch me bat. We're here to watch Virat Kohli bat, Rohit Sharma bat, Steve Smith bat. We're not here to watch, these medium pacers come in and try and bowl. We want the batsmen that, control the game.
We are talking about eliminating luck. Because what does it actually, can anyone do it on purpose that, we're going to hit the stumps in this fashion if you don't put them in hard enough and there is some measurement to say, okay, now the bails will not be dislodged. You're trying to eliminate luck, and batsmen do get the luck, even if you want to consider that it's not a batsman's game. He gets only one opportunity, so if he gets like rub of the green, it's all right.
Can I just raise the fact that I think we have not a single bowler on this show, which I think is a gross misrepresentation of this argument from the very off. I mean, just one bowler, guys. We could have gotten one to kind of fight this battle.
Osman, you used to bowl, right?
Actually, very badly, but yes.
And Mike Husssey would categorize himself into those medium pacers, those faceless, nameless medium pacers that he referred to.
Sure, he was quicker than I was.
I take where all of you are coming from. It looks like everyone's pretty okay with the rule as things stand. So let's just go around the room one last time and just take it down. Should we revisit this law? Akash, you're happy for this to just be tweaked? Like LED stumps are used, right?
Yes, Sambit. This is how it should stay. For zing bails, you can change a little.
All right, Huss?
I like the traditions of the game, and we're losing too many of them. So let's keep this one tradition that the bail must be dislodged for a batsman to be dismissed.
Nikhil?
Another point I'm going to make, sorry for consuming time. Just quickly, if you're so sensitive to the batsman getting hit by the ball and we bring about this change to rule, we've had 2 career-threatening injuries of wicketkeepers being hit by the bails as well. Got Mark Boucher, Sabak Karim. Maybe something to look at that as well. I don't know.
Just to be a nerd again, Ronak, the laws actually also say that the umpires can decide to do away with the bails during a game. I guess that's probably because when the conditions are too windy and they're flying off. But so you could probably have a compromise where, if suddenly during the game the bails aren't coming off enough, the umpires can say, okay, let's get rid of the bails for this game.
All right, Osman?
I still think that, if the stumps have been hit and a bowler's gotten through or a fielder's hit the stumps with a direct throw, we just need to be a little bit sensible and move on and say, it's out. The bails are there mostly as a decoration.
Anyway, that is pretty much it. The editor-in-chief at his at his disposal ordered this topic to be discussed, and Mike Husssey and Akash Chopra, representing all the medium pacers of the world, have said no, it stays exactly as it is. Thank you to Huss and Akash, as well as Osman, Nikhil and Dustin. Give us your thoughts. If you're half a bowler or if you feel for the bowlers, why don't you put it in the comments and tell us whether you think the bails should be done away with. In the meantime, I'm going to send this to all the bowler panelists that we tend to engage on ESPNcricinfo and try to figure out why we didn't invite them to this.